Ganothi Seutan, love, peace, and blessing to you and your family. And wanted to talk about, what to expect when you start working with your energy, when you start working with your consciousness, when you start working with your breathing, when you start being in control or being aware of your emotions, of your feelings, when you start with working with your own energy and recognizing the power and the opportunity, and also what is actually going on with your energy right now. And I think that's probably one of the most powerful aspects and points of when, again, you start working with your energy, because what usually happens is that right away when you first start working with your energy, you come face to face with your own self-sabotage. And with your own self-sabotage, it comes to meet you very, very quickly. And what's really, really cool is, for most of us, we didn't recognize that it was there, or we didn't recognize that it was working exactly that way. And when we have sabotage of any type, it's usually a little bit more effective in the form of being negative than we recognize. Here's an example. When you start breathing and doing your own breath work, probably one of the first things that you may hear is, "Well, I don't have time for this. We don't have time for this. We got so much to do, got so many other things to do. We just don't have time for this." And what is that? I mean, when something is telling you that you don't have time to do something that is healthy for you, something that is going to empower you, if you have body issues, something that has the potential to heal you, when you have an influence that is saying that you don't have time for that, it's not a positive influence, and it's something that is holding you back from your own goodness. And what do you mean you don't have time for this? This is your life. This is your time. Your time on planet Earth is your time, and that belongs to you. You are the one who gets to choose. And so anything that is telling you that you don't have time is an influence that is controlling, at least has some type of control in your life, that is steering you away from things that are healthy for you. And sometimes this can stem from something that puts us in a victim consciousness. Something may have happened, and that causes us to feel disempowered, causes us to feel like we don't have a choice, causes us to feel like, this is just the way it is and there's nothing that you can do about it. And when that program is, when it has a strong foundation in our subconscious, it can affect many, many different areas in our life. And it can keep us from our own best interest. It can keep us from becoming our own, especially from becoming our own authentic self, because we always feel like we have to do something else, that we're obligated to do something, that if we don't do something, something bad's going to happen. And this influence is really, really powerful in our entertainment industry. Just ask yourself, if you're watching a movie and there's a happy family, happy life, a mother, father, a child, and everything's happy, and everything's going good for them, what's going to happen next? Well, there you go. So many of our movies, entertainments, TV shows, things that we entertain ourselves with, always have this narrative where whenever everything's going good, something bad's going to happen. Or when everything is happy, you're about to lose something that you love, or something bad's going to happen, or some tragedy is on its way. And sometimes that can be a really strong belief that we hold within ourselves, and so we always keep ourselves just underneath the radar, when it comes to our own happiness, when it comes to our own joy, when it comes to our own fulfillment, when it comes to doing that which we really want to do, that which we really desire to do, that which we feel passionate about. Because underneath is this belief that, if we're too happy, or if we're, living too well, or, if life is too good, we're going to lose something. And so this is, an influence that you can meet, and you can recognize when you start doing something like breath work. If you start with the Wim Hof method, and throughout the day, if you're practicing the 100 breath blessing, and in the midst of the day, if you're just starting to count your breaths, 1, 2, 3, and you go all the way up to 100. And after you get comfortable with doing 100, you start doing 200. When you get to 200, you go to 300. 300's the highest that I've made it during the day. Usually my throat gets dry and just need a little break after that. But what happens is when you start focusing towards your own inner energy, your own inner self, your own inner being, these voices of limits, these self-sabotaging programs that maybe you didn't recognize before, they're going to surface, and they'll probably, for many of us, surface immediately, again in the form of, hey, we don't have time for this. Well, of course you do. It's your life. I mean, your life, and you want to live the best life. You want to live a healthy life. You don't want to breathe shallow. You don't want to live in survival and, have shallow breathing where, you're not even getting air down into your diaphragm. You're not really even, taking a full breath, maybe because of all of the anxiety and stress that you're dealing with. Maybe you don't even, stand up straight. Maybe you slouch forward, and because you slouch forward, you're actually squeezing your lungs and you're squeezing your diaphragm, and so you can't take a full breath because you're actually squeezing yourself. And you'll recognize all different types of things, but when you just start taking a full breath the whole way in, and maybe for some people who thought they had breathing problems, or maybe they had life practices or life issues in the past that made them think that maybe you don't deserve to breathe fully now, or maybe you have some type of problem in your lungs. And really all that it is just you're living a stressed out, burdened life. You're living in fight or flight. You're living in survival, and because of that, it's causing you to shrink. It's causing you to get smaller. It's causing you to bend over, and causing you to just shrink from life. And but really all you have to do is straighten out your posture, lift your shoulders, lift your neck, lift your head, and next thing you know, you can take a full breath. And next thing you know, that fearful thought that maybe you had some type of lung disease or some type of breathing disorder is completely demolished, disintegrated, deleted from your consciousness, just by doing something as simple as breathing and continuing to breathe. Boy, this is very stable. Okay. And so again, by simply starting a conscious awareness, simply starting by being aware of yourself, being aware of your energy, finding out what your primary thoughts are, finding out what your standard operating program is, whether it's positive or whether it's negative, whether it's supporting you or whether it's unsupportive. Maybe it's leading you in the wrong direction, keeping you stuck in just a lifestyle, or just a life practice that is keeping you depressed, keeping you upset, keeping you under stress. And so what happens is that when we start to uncover some of these underlying issues, some of these underlying beliefs, some of these underlying influences, and we can replace them. Again, it doesn't have to be some exorcist event or something like that. It's where you just recognize, wow, I've been believing this, I've been limiting myself, with this belief, and it's just simply not true. And then you can start to pursue other options. You can start to pursue other opportunities, other things that are out there for you to support your own desire, for you to support your own authentic self, for you to live your own personal truth and to be free to be yourself. And when you start recognizing your energy, when you start doing energy work, this can be very, very liberating. It can, just open your eyes to a lot of things that maybe you never recognized before. A lot of people, realize that they have a lot of thoughts that maybe they got from their parents, from their family, some fears, some worries, some doubt, some unbelief, many different things that, just simply keep us from our best experience, from experiencing the best that there is there for us. And so when we start recognizing our energy, when we start getting an understanding of how our energy works, how it works together with our breath, with our breathing, with our mentality, with our thinking, certainly with our diet, if we are constantly filling our bodies with things that are toxic, things that cause all different types of problems, whether allergic reactions or, simply are creating a buildup, within our body of toxins and causing problems. These are things that we begin to become aware of. And throughout the ages, all of the wise mothers and fathers that gave us good advice, that gave us good influence, all of these disciplines and practices throughout the ages, they all, have different dietary practices because they recognize that, your diet does matter. What you're putting in your body does matter. Some things give you energy and some things take energy away. And so when you can become aware of that, when you can start to recognize that, and one thing that I tell people, that when they're trying to change their prosperity consciousness, is to either read the book or listen to or I think it's just an audio seminar, but this audio seminar by Frederick Learman is Prosperity Consciousness. And one of the things that he teaches you in there is a financial program to take the money, whatever it is that you're making now, and to start to turn it around and start to put yourself in a positive situation. And sometimes people say, well, I can't do that, I don't have any wiggle room. Well, if you simply remove sugar, high fructose corn syrup, hydrogenated oil, if you simply remove that from your diet, most people free up an unbelievable amount of money. And then you can take that money and you can start putting it into interest-bearing accounts. And before you know it, you'll be out of debt and you'll actually have money sitting there in an interest-bearing account for you. So when you recognize energy, when you recognize health, when you recognize that you can make some just very, very small changes with awareness and consciousness, it can cause such an amazing change in practically every area of your life and make a change for your good and re-empower you to be in control of your life and live the life that you want to live your own authentic life. And so with that, love, peace, blessing to you, Ginoti Seuton. Have a fantastic day.